In this, the 15th Greater Brisbane update video for 2025 on the Brisbane Channel, we've got some big updates from across the LGAs of what has this week been crowned Australia's most romantic city and 6th most romantic city in the world. You've probably heard of this study sometime in the last week, but let's look at how they came to the conclusion that Brisbane was the best city in the nation for loved-up couples, or thruples, or whatever you're into. The report was released by clothing company Pour Moi, and they ranked 553 cities globally based on 3 criteria. 1, the number of times attractions had been dubbed romantic by visitors on TripAdvisor. 2, the total number of couple-friendly things to do. And 3, the number of hashtags with date night plus the city name on social media. The last one instantly limits the selection to cities that appeal to English speakers. Maybe not the most romantic of demographics if we're honest. But hey Brisbane, before you get a big head about things like being ahead of cities like Paris on the list, let's also look at your score. 42.93 out of 100. I think the only winner out of all of this is Pour Moi, a fashion brand who I, for one, had never heard of, who now have multiple media outlets giving them free advertising. Let's get to the real updates, yeah? In Brisbane City, the M2 Metro bus line has now increased its frequency to become what they're calling a turn-up-and-go service. It will run every 5 minutes on weekdays from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and every 15 minutes after 6 p.m. On top of that, it will run 24 hours on weekends. This comes as the Metro bus line passes the milestone of 1 million passengers since permanent services started in late January. The M1 line was originally scheduled to begin operation in the second quarter of this year, but now the wording has changed to mid this year. That could still be the second quarter, so it's sounding like June may be when we're most likely to see the service start. Brisbane City Council have also said that they'll be launching the new bus network in the coming months. We'll keep you across any developments here on the Brisbane Channel. While Brisbane is seeing an increase in bus services, many Ipswich residents and their MPs are concerned about a lack of clarity around the delivery of Stage 1 of a 3-stage bus network upgrade whose planning and funding had been secured under the previous state government. The upgrade includes 4 new routes, the 501, 520, 522 and 523, with the first 2 promised to run every 15 minutes during peak hours. The new routes are expected to increase the number of Ipswich residents living within 400 metres of a bus stop from about 37,000 to 50,000. But the Transport Minister Brent Mickelberg has not been prepared to give concrete details when questioned on the status or timeline of the upgrade, saying that the project remains in the planning stage due to budgetary challenges inherited from the previous state government. While local members for Ipswich electorates are critical of the current state government's approach, with one saying it was part of a broader neglect of the Ipswich region, TransLink have said that the project is progressing and has reached an exciting phase with procurement underway. Again, we'll keep an eye on how things progress here on the Brisbane Channel. I'll just take a moment to congratulate the winners of double passes to the Brisbane preview screening of Clown in a Cornfield on May 7th, thanks to Studio Canal. As I had 5 tickets for channel members and only 4 entered, every member who entered won. And here's the winners of the remaining 6 Admit 2 tickets. The film opens in cinemas on the 8th of May. The next few updates are announcements and issues that are relevant statewide, but that will definitely be valuable information for people living in Greater Brisbane. First up is in relation to healthcare resources and infrastructure. With ambulance ramping a major issue across Australia, including many parts of Queensland, both the previous and current state governments have expressed a commitment to increasing the number of hospital beds across the state by 2,200 beds in their respective terms. But last week, an independent review concluded that plans to upgrade 11 Queensland hospitals and to deliver another 3 new ones, along with construction of the Queensland Cancer Centre, were deeply flawed in their planning and budgeting, resulting in significant project cost blowouts. The review was conducted by Sam Sangster, who has delivered around 130 hospitals across Australia. The review found the original costings by the former state government of $9.8 billion did not take into consideration prevailing market conditions, and that the proposed hospital upgrades would require a budget of $17 billion to deliver. Without going down any political rabbit holes here or getting bogged down by any kind of finger pointing, I'll just share what the current state government has announced they will deliver, but I'll first point out that we're not likely to know what the price tag will be until the June budget, and they're indicating that the timelines will be revealed by the end of the year. The current state government's hospital rescue plan aims to deliver 2,600 hospital beds statewide, but as far as Greater Brisbane goes, they're promising at least 210 new beds and an expansion of Redcliffe Hospital, at least 93 new beds and an expansion of Prince Charles Hospital, 200 new beds and an expansion of Ipswich Hospital, 112 new beds and an expansion of Logan Hospital, 249 new beds and an expansion of Princess Alexandra Hospital, 112 new beds and an expansion of QE2 Hospital, 90 new beds and a subacute expansion of Ripley Satellite Health Centre, 20 new beds and an expansion of Redlands Mental Health Facility, and a new Queensland Cancer Centre with at least 91 beds. Another set of statewide initiatives worth knowing about is the suite of anti-bullying programs. While this week they announced rapid support squads that could be deployed to bullying hotspots and respond to schools where a critical incident occurs, they also revealed 4 additional initiatives that aim to tackle bullying. A new anti-bullying stakeholder reference group, funding additional chaplains and student wellbeing staff in schools, setting up a dedicated crisis support hotline, and developing new and updated professional development resources to better equip teachers and support staff. I'd be curious to hear from any educators out there about your thoughts on this, as I understand the workload for teachers is already quite heavy, so while I'm sure everyone would like to be better equipped to deal with bullying, would another personal development activity just make you feel even more overwhelmed and overworked? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're enjoying these updates, you can say thanks for the work I put in or support the channel by buying me a coffee or by becoming a channel member, which gets you access to extra content and perks. Thanks to these members for their continued support. The final statewide update some viewers may like to know about is that a new round of funding for Queensland businesses has been announced. There's 2 different programs available. The Ignite Ideas Fund, which offers grants of up to $200,000 to small and medium enterprises to bring their product or service to domestic and international markets, and the Ignite Spark program, which has grants of up to $75,000 aiming to help innovation-driven businesses develop their product or service to ensure it's primed for customer trials. I've put links in the video description to both programs in case you'd like to find out more. One Queensland business I've been impressed with is the sponsor of this video, YB Painting, one of Brisbane's most professional providers of painting services. Their meticulous attention to detail is impressive, and with fixed pricing and a 5-year warranty on all their work, you can be sure there'll be no unpleasant surprises. If you're thinking of getting some painting work done, you'll get a 10% discount as a viewer of the Brisbane Channel. Just scan this QR code or click the link in the video description. Now to some LGA-specific updates. In the Brisbane LGA, a study hub designed to help break down barriers to higher education in Inala has secured funding. Run by the University of Southern Queensland and supported by all levels of government, local high schools, Griffith University and TAFE Queensland, the hub will provide a dedicated space for learning with high-speed internet, video conferencing technology, and tailored academic and personal support services. Official data shows that residents in the area are 15% less likely to hold a degree than the national average, and this initiative is aimed at levelling the playing field. Also in Brisbane, and we finally know who will take over the former Hilton Hotel in the city. IHG Hotels and Resorts, in cooperation with Brisbane company ISPT, will take over the building, opening as Intercontinental Brisbane in June. The building will undergo a 2-year transformation and on completion will feature 320 guest rooms, along with 4 restaurants and bars and vast conference and events facilities. It will join 4 other hotels owned by IHG in Brisbane City. Now to Logan, where recent figures highlight the gap between social housing supply and demand. At the moment, 315 social and affordable homes are either under construction or under contract in Logan, while in December of 2024 there were around 3,000 applications on the social housing register, with the Logan suburb as one of the preferences. The situation in Logan is indicative of what's happening across southeast Queensland, and according to QCOS, in June of 2024, the number of people joining the social housing waitlist increased by 10.6% over the financial year. The three LGAs with the most applications statewide were Brisbane, Moreton Bay and Logan, but they are also the first, third and fourth largest LGAs by population in the state. But it's not just the cost of rent putting pressure on Logan residents, it's also power bills. And last week, over 500 refugees, migrants, renters and social housing tenants held a soccer tournament that was less about sport and more about drawing attention to an initiative that aims to provide all Australian households with solar panels, batteries and appliances to help reduce energy costs. The day, which saw attendees play over 50 football matches, share food and watch cultural performances, was based on a plan by Renew Australia for All, an alliance of over 50 organisations across Australia. According to the Clean Energy Council, 3 million Australian households save an average of $1,390 annually thanks to having a rooftop solar system, but those either unable to afford installation of solar or renters and social housing tenants miss out. The campaign organisers say that repowering homes nationwide would require a $5 billion down payment, followed by at least $50 billion over a 10-year period. The campaign is supported by Logan's Mayor John Raven, who says that it would be particularly beneficial in Logan, where around 40% of the population rents. Up in Moreton Bay, this week the business case for a new Darbee Island bridge was released, with the state government announcing their commitment to making it a reality. They say the proposed bridge will provide 2 eastbound lanes, as well as a dedicated active transport path, and the existing bridge will become 2 westbound lanes. The new bridge will also be designed in a way that allows it to be widened to 4 lanes when the existing bridge is no longer cost-effective to maintain. They also propose upgrading nearby roads to maintain traffic flow when required. But if you're wanting to travel somewhere more exotic than Darbee Island, this week it was announced that direct flights will be reopened between Brisbane and Kuala Lumpur from November 29 of this year. There'll be 5 services a week running between the 2 cities on Malaysia Airlines, with plans to increase that to daily operation within the first 3 years. That's all I've got for you this week. Give the video a thumbs up if you got anything out of it, and make sure you're subscribing if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video.